this meeting to order of the Lathrup Village Planning Commission for Tuesday, February 21st, 2023. And let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance before we do the roll call.
There is the little flag. It's downstairs. The flag's downstairs. We didn't.
It's in spirit.
Yeah.
Here's Alicia. Here's Alicia.
Oh, perfect, okay.
Perfect timing.
You're good. We haven't even done roll call yet.
Oh, good. We're good. Sorry, guys.
All right, I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I kind of miss Scott's like old
Yeah,
Zoom
Zoom
Facebook,
background.
right? Like it's throwback there. So
Brilliant. Okay, Madam Clerk, we'll do the roll call.
Chairman Hammond,
Present.
Vice Chair Stanberry,
Here.
Secretary Fobbs,
Here.
Commissioner Disick,
Here.
Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Powell,
here,
Commissioner Tamarelli.
Present.
Mr. Chair, you have a call.
Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to excuse Commissioner Cantor?
Make a motion to excuse Commissioner Cantor.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, he's excused. Great. Let's move on to the approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any desired change the agenda or a motion to approve it as is?
It's really minor, and I usually don't do minor stuff, but
Bring it.
if it could say minutes instead, it's like just a typo. Because we're going to see it.
You didn't like my typo? I
No,
noticed that today.
yeah, I know.
Sorry, I was like, son of a gun.
It's minor. Usually, Susie, I don't bring those up.
That's all right. I noticed that too.
4A is missing the
Gotcha.
word, the T in minutes, that's all.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, but the order's good? Okay. So can we have a motion to approve the agenda with the minor edits? From anyone?
Make a motion to approve the agenda with the edit.
Second.
So moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda's approved. Next item is the approval of the meeting minutes. I noticed one edit on the meeting minutes under new business, item 8A. It indicates a motion was made to approve the amended site plan, but it doesn't indicate who made the motion. It shows who seconded it.
Okay.
So that's the only, we need to figure out who made the motion and add that to the minutes.
It wasn't me.
No, clearly wasn't you. That would have been weird.
It was probably either me or Bruce.
That's my guess too, but let's make sure we get that documented correctly.
Kelda, one small typo under roll call. My name is not spelled correctly, so just in case somebody says, who is that guy?
I don't know. He's not me. Right?
Everybody will know who it is, but just to be square.
Okay, any other edits to the meeting minutes? And if not, we'll entertain a motion to approve them as amended.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting minutes for the January 17, 2023 meeting are approved. We move on to public comment. Nobody can raise their hand on Facebook Live, so. Barb, do you have anything you'd like to bring in? Okay, great, okay. So we'll close out public comment and move on to old business and tabled items. Item 6A is the public hearing on zoning amendments for waste and rubbish.
Yep, so, so in your packet, you have the amendment language, the proposed amendment language for section 5.3, waste and rubbish. And this is in response to some issues and questions that were raised when commercial projects are permitting either a change of use or a new use. It's just for clarification about what's required of them for waste disposal within the ordinance. So with these amendments, the intention is to clarify and simplify that dumpsters are allowed, and that the interior storage of waste is an option and is not a shall requirement. So that's been changed to be an option. And then there was also some clarification language to, if the waste amount is less than what's, of what a dumpster would require, then how the garbage cans are stored or to be stored. And so that's the first part of the amendment, in regards to the location on property, not within a front yard, and to be screened. There is one small typo that I acknowledge on subsection I in regards to non-conforming enclosures existing on April 8th, 2014. It says, enclosures which were constructed in accordance with the ordinance and other applicable laws in effect on the date of its construction, but which by reason of is size, and I believe that should be its. And I think that was worded that way in the ordinance as it's currently written, so just wanted to call that out as a correction that'll be made.
Okay, so the next thing we need to do is open the public hearing on the zoning amendments for waste and rubbish. So we'll open that public hearing. Barb, do you have anything you want to add about the waste and rubbish? No? Good? Okay. If nobody else is here, we'll go ahead and close out the public hearing on the zoning amendments for waste and rubbish. And now the planning commission can discuss any things we want to discuss around what Eric just described.
I have questions for you. So now that we have requirements for the kind of trash containers that the trash needs to be put in for pickup at the street, do current businesses have those same guidance as homeowners? Do they have to use the same kind of vessel for the pickup?
Yeah, the short answer is yes, and so each business would be required trash disposal, the containers, so long as they don't exceed, the capacity for those. And so if it's a commercial use that requires a dumpster, dumpsters are permitted.
Right, no, I'm just saying instead of, dumpster's a dumpster.
Yeah.
But so when they're just disposing of regular rubbish, do they just use the same flip top,
Yes,
grab can that we all have as homeowners?
that's correct, yes.
And where, if we get rid of the space inside that's required for that, where would they keep those?
Keep them at the back, in the back alley.
They would keep them behind the business.
Yeah, the ordinance allows for either side or rear locations. Yeah.
Is that what they do now with the ordinance? They still keep the trash cans in the back and then they take the garbage out to that? I see.
Yep. And that's the one thing, if you recall from our conversations, that there is not every single property has that dumpster.
Right, no,
Right,
yeah.
so that's, so they generally keep them in that back alley.
I remember when we had a building on 11 Mile, that it was kept inside until, garbage day, and then it was taken to the street. Those cans are stored outside. Does that contribute to, are there any rodents? Any problems like that, like people eating lunch, throwing their lunch out back, and stuff like that, does that?
Not that I'm aware of, I mean, I suppose it's a possibility, right? It wouldn't be
Yeah.
outside of the realm of things that happen in cities, but, I haven't heard any of those complaints.
Because I thought they had, right now they kept their stuff inside, and then they took it out on garbage day.
Kinda depends on the building, right?
And that's some of the language that's being amended is that interior storage was a requirement.
Right.
That said it shall be stored inside, or
Yeah.
the facility shall consist of an interior storage, fire rated and
Mhm.
whatnot. But not every business has the ability to do that, or every facility has the ability to do that. So it's being changed or amended as an option for interior storage.
So that, based on our previous conversation when we had the site plan come up for review for ambassadors training, right? All of the current tenants of that building, they don't generate enough trash.
For a dumpster, right.
Or for interior storage, like fire-rated interior storage.
But the building should have it anyway, right?
Well, that's why we're amending the language, because right now the ordinance says it shall, and the recommendation was to make it may, because not all of the buildings in the business district have a need to provide fire-rated indoor stored rubbish. That you could have standard trash receptacles as long as the businesses that are operating don't need more than that. They don't generate enough rubbish to warrant either indoor storage or a dumpster, then you could use regular garbage cans that are in line with the standard city ordinance that residents also have to comply. So we don't have to agree with it, but that is what we had discussed following the review of the ambassador's training site review. Any other discussion on this topic? No? Okay. So then the next thing would be a motion to recommend.
Planning Commission approves and forwards it on
To
to City Council.
Okay. So this one would be a motion to approve
Or
the.
adopt, rather.
Or adopt
Yeah.
the updated language to the waste and rubbish
Yes.
zoning language with the one correction that Eric pointed out.
Motion to adopt the changes to the sections 5 and 5.3 as stated, and move to adopt it and forward on to City Council.
Second.
So moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries and the updated language is adopted.
All right, excellent.
Great. Next item on the agenda is item 7, new business, 2022 Planning Commission Annual Report.
Yeah, we're trying to get this to you in January, but, you know, we're a little month late. But worthwhile, because we doubled our site plans, we doubled our work, so congratulations. I take this as an excellent sign, right? So, and we had probably the most amount of turnover in the Planning Commission in quite some time, actually. I mean, there's almost, I mean, you guys are split 50-50 right now of newbies and old hats. So, so we've done some really good things over the course of the last year. You guys did have 4 site plans that you reviewed, including our very first plan, unit development. We had a couple special land uses. As part of that, I have a feeling we're gonna start seeing some more special land uses as we get it more. These are these are both related to changes of use. So I'm thinking we're gonna start seeing a few more of those as properties start to change hands, and the cannabis speculators are speculating no more, and so I think we're gonna start seeing some more commercial development action, which is fun, right? So maybe we can quadruple our work this year. So, and you all remained very, pretty active as a body in terms of our zoning updates. I mean, we adopted electric vehicle amendments and have our first charging stations already in place. We've got the permanent power generator amendments that were adopted in October. We weren't 100% successful with our impervious surface coverage zoning amendments, but we know that that's still on our radar and still on a list of things that we'd like to continue talking about. Checkity check on this dumpster and rubbish one, and then we still have plenty of future amendments that we're gonna get into. So, so still remain really busy. You can see we met 9 times. We only canceled 3 of our meetings, and while we didn't have a joint meeting with city council or the DDA last year, I mean, that is certainly something that, that we'd like to see happen again this year. I've already got a couple of ideas from you all, for topics, and I've, discussed with the city administrator as to when we're gonna be able to, start having those joint meetings again. We are still gonna be working we are still working on our comprehensive plan, implementation, and, looking forward to getting back into checking off those boxes. So, all in all, I think the planning commission had a very busy year. It was a very successful year. So, Eric, did you have anything you would like to add?
No?
All right. Any questions on all the good stuff you did?
I would like to commend the commission. We've done a lot of work. It's been really good. We've had some really good discussions. We've covered a lot of important topics. I think we've done a pretty good job of collecting feedback that we've gotten from residents and from business owners, and including that in our deliberations and in the agenda items that we've been considering. It's great having new blood and new thoughts and new voices on the planning commission as well. So, yeah, it's been a great year.
So, what I would like to do is for you all to, I guess we're gonna adopt this and forward it on to council for their information.
I'll make the motion to adopt the 2022 Planning Commission Annual Report forwarded on to City Council for review.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, report's approved.
All right, awesome.
We'll move on to item number 8, other matters for discussion. And this is our monthly review of the status of the development project updates.
And I still need to address this to add the header, sorry. There are still some formatting things I need to make sure I add. Really, there is not a lot of change, from last month's. I did highlight in blue the 2 properties that will be coming off this list and marked as totally completed. So that would be, is 27,000 Southfield Road, Hale Properties, also known as Discount Tire. They're complete, totally donezo. They had been waiting on getting a wire moved so they could move the dumpster in and get it. Mission accomplished.
Oh, they got done?
That got done,
Great.
I think shortly after our last meeting when we talked about that. So, that is done, fully operational. I've heard from, at least one of the neighbors that kept a close eye on how things were going, and, they're really happy with, one, the finished product, and 2, how the developer, how they work. They kept the site clean. They were enthusiastic about their work. So, like to see that. And then, so that one will be removed from the list. You won't see it next month. And then, Ambassadors Institute, that 26647 Southfield Road. The applicant is Patricia Felton. They are complete with all of their work, and they will be notified. They've been paying attention to the dumpster issue, because you may remember that was the one that caused us to start thinking about that. So I've been talking to them, and they'll make sure to know that they are good to go on that one. And then the red with BP Properties at 26727 Southfield Road. They are still in the process for ZBA. They did not get me all of their information before the latest deadline, so it will be at the March zoning board of appeals meeting. But that's the only, and there will be, you'll see another addition, another ZBA, 2 more ZBAs in. So those are recent ones.
Susie.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions for Susie about the status of it?
Any update on the Panera situation?
They are, no real updates. I mean, last I heard, they've been waiting for their wrecking clearances from DTE and Consumers Energy. They have, I've given them the information that they need, and as I understand it, those are taking a couple of months to sit and just twiddle thumbs at. So, they're still waiting, and
Is there anyone that can make a call on behalf of the city to say, hey, partner in energy here in the city, can you help us out?
I've done what I can do
Okay.
for them so
All right,
far.
good,
So
good.
they're in that waiting.
So all the buttons have
process.
been pushed.
All the buttons have been pushed.
Okay.
They've got their building approval. They've got their engineering approval. I mean, they really truly are, I mean, we're on standby for their demolition permit.
Good.
And we've already told them, as soon as you can submit it, we can, if that's a permit, the demo permit, that's something that we can approve fairly quickly. And
Okay,
we're at the ready.
okay, great,
But
great.
they're not, so.
good to hear.
Yep.
Anything else for Susie? Okay. We'll move on to item number 9, which is general communication. Any updates for us?
I have no updates for you this evening. I've gotten all of my words tonight.
Okay. Fair enough, and Scott's not here, so we can't hear anything from him.
And I'm pretty sure he would say, no updates for me this
Mhm.
evening. He
Okay.
did not pass along any words of wisdom when I spoke to him earlier.
Okay.
Um,
And Bruce isn't here to give us any updates from the council, so that's fine. Okay. Then we're on to item 10, which is adjournment. Do we have a motion?
One
sorry,
comment
go.
from
Hey.
here. Just as a heads up, I have signed up for the remote planning workshop
Oh,
put on by the Michigan Planning Association. I believe your fearless leader is going to teach it. It's a remote session that is from 6 to 8. I believe it's scheduled at our next Planning Commission meeting. So because training is important for this role, I'm going to do the training. I will try and come up here, but if our meeting in March is as quick as this one, I may not make it. So
right.
I ask the fellow commissioners to excuse me.
Absolutely, thanks for doing that.
Yep.
And getting the training, it's great.
Well, it's ironic because my comment was actually along those lines. Was we were, I don't know, it was maybe I don't even know when we mentioned it was training for the planning commission. Any type of planning 101.
This session is a virtual 2-day or 2 evening, 6 to 8, 2 days in a row. It was like $60 or $80 or
Yep.
something. So.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, Eric and I have been collectively trying to pin Jill down,
Understood.
for exactly that 101 training,
Mhm.
right? And really,
And the good news is that she's flexible. So she wants to make a date where it might not be during a planning commission, but she wants to know if there's any available dates that you guys might be able to have the ability to meet. And we can do a Giffords-Webster style of a commission training. We'd be happy to do that if we can settle on a date.
Yeah, I think that's what we had been talking about and expecting.
Yeah.
Maybe last month, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, doodle?
I was going to say doodle poll.
I'll send out a doodle this week and see if there's any dates, times that we can.
And maybe some questions, like if you send it also as a question, like what are we interested in? That might actually give some, maybe we're not going to be talking so much about form-based, where that's a whole session. Maybe it's something that's more particular that, planning commission's interested in.
Maybe float 3 or 4 dates, pick them, put them out there rather than, hey, what day are you good? I mean, that's kind of,
Yeah, that's why we wanted to do a doodle poll, so it's like,
yeah,
But
I'm
it-
not familiar with that, but I'm sure I'll recognize
Oh,
it.
no worries, Bo. You will
Welcome.
become a doodle poll
Yeah,
aficionado
right.
before the end of this month.
All right. That's only 3 more days, 4 days, right?
I'm quick.
5
It's all
days.
good.
Who's
Yes.
offering that training, Bo?
It is the Michigan Planning
Michigan
Association.
Your Michigan Association of
And,
Planning. Yeah.
Miss Susie will help you get signed up for it, for the being a member. You can sign up for the class without being a member. It's extra $20 or something. I'll show it to you after the meeting.
Things like good,
And
like
are you-
newsletters and emails.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I have to update,
Oh, okay.
I have to update our planning roster again. Thank you for that reminder. So,
There you go.
Yeah, well, does everybody in the planning commission have a paid membership through the
yes,
city?
Here's
the,
one on-
the city pays,
wanna write that down?
for a group membership for the planning commission to be part of the Michigan Association of Planning, so you should all, Bo, can you hold up your wonderful little newsletter that you got there, please?
Yeah, we're getting a picture of it.
All the planning commissioners, will be getting these, what do I call it, monthly planning magazines. I just scribbled on here, I gotta
Bi-month.
update my map roster.
Bi-monthly,
Bi-monthly, thank you.
every other month.
So they will, you get one of those, they don't spam too much, right? They'll send you out little e-newsletters with different trainings and seminars and workshops and whatnot. And I will have our online, I gotta go back through that and look at the online training, that 3-part series that we talked about doing and dive back into that one. Or I will dive back into the organizing of that, I should say.
There's also the training, the redevelopment ready community certified planner training thing.
Yes.
Which I know they offer it periodically, right? So,
Yeah, and those are usually, too much information. My husband's been doing those RRC trainings at his new position as well, so I believe those are all, they've gotta be all webinars, cause I'm sure they are.
yeah, they're 1 hour, but I think it's like an 8-week.
Yeah, there's,
Commitment.
It
it's
is.
a long session.
Yeah,
It's a
I
long
tried to do
training
it
session.
and I couldn't keep up, so, just the way my schedule works, right? They do, when you sign up, they do provide you opportunities to like do the homework outside of the meetings and, send your homework in via email so you can get credit for those sessions and things like that. It is worthwhile to learn about how the redevelopment ready community process, works and how it's supposed to work and to hear things from other planning commissioners in other cities who are also RRC certified. But I think, we're gonna be served better by getting the training that we were talking about, Jill providing, planning commission 101 type stuff. RRC is very specific to that process, so. Any other communications from anyone? Now, we can take a motion to adjourn.
Don't all speak up.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right, meeting is adjourned.